Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around we are doing dragons and more dragons and more dragons. I'm basically categorizing or guiding you through every single dragon there is in Trove. So if you watched this video or if you watched one of these videos before, the intro is going to be the same for each and every single video. I'm going to use the same one for each one so I can explain to the people that do click a random one and not just the first one that you know, this is the same, and kind of explaining how it goes. So if you've seen this intro, you can click ahead. In the description there is links to a bunch of stuff, but also to timestamps so you can get to whatever dragon you are looking for if you just want to skip ahead. But if you haven't watched this intro, I suggest you do so. There's not going to be a lot of talking or a lot of entering into this, but there is a little bit explaining why I didn't put all the dragons into the same video. It's because that over time Trove introduces new dragons, and those dragons, if I make one big video, I can't put all those, so I have to make a different one. So I decided that I wanted to do at least 3 dragons in a video, maybe more, up to like 7 or something, like some that made sense to put together. So some of the videos are a little bit longer than others, some are a little bit shorter, but they are categorizing all of them. So when they introduce new dragons, as they did not too recently, they introduced 3 new dragons. Those 3 new dragons, you know, is just gonna end up in the playlist that is on the channel. So it's just, you know, go through all of them as it is. It is says in the title which ones is what, and also in the description, of course, so you can kind of figure out which dragons you are looking for. So that's basically the intro, so there's not really much more to say. That was just explaining why I did it like I did it, and not in one big video, as that there's a lot of dragons out there. And yeah, so that was the intro. Now we can start going into the dragons. Enjoy. So usually I have these dragons divided into timestamps so you can click to the dragon that you are looking at, but these dragons are so similar to each other, so I'm just going to do them all together in the same segment because, again, they're so similar. You get them from the same places. They are requiring, of course, different materials, but they get them from the same places, so they're very similar to each other. So before we kind of start all this, there's one of the dragons you can unlock with a golden dragon effigy or a golden egg if you get them from the marketplace. I couldn't find one right now. That's also because it just came out. But you can get them, of course, from the dragon caches, the greater dragon caches. These, can you get a golden egg into that one? It's not guaranteed or anything like that. There's a bunch of other golden eggs in there, so you're not guaranteed to get the other one. Of course you are, if that's the only dragon you're missing. Then, of course, with the golden dragon effigy, you are going to get that one. And that is, of course, the one with the egg right here. I can probably show it better here. This one right here, this is the one you can unlock with that. You need an egg, and not this one. You need to, this is just to get the fragment. The golden egg is, of course, going to give you the whole dragon. So not only just this egg, it's going to give you everything is right here. So first of all, the other 2 dragons are right here. As you can see, this one is right here and the other one is right here. So if you look at the crafting materials, you can see the cost of fragments. It costs some of these ink bladders and essences, flux and dragon coins. Again, dragon coins, flux, essence, something else, but very similar to each other. And then fragments, and again, in here you are going to need the fragments for this egg, and then you need the egg, and then these fish bones, essences, flux, and coins. So you can probably see now the theme to it. So I'm just going to keep it on this one. I'm going to talk about the other ones, but let's talk about this one right here and just assume that these are fragments as well, instead of having it as an egg right here as well. So dragon coins, we are very familiar how you are going to obtain dragon coins. Of course, it's from the different, you know, hourly things and such, and a flux, we got that as well. So now we're getting into the essences, and the essences are going to be where you also are going to get the fish bones. It's also where you are going to get the other essences, and also the sand here, and also the ink ones, the ink bladders, and also the other essences. And you are going to get them from a few places. So you can get them if you do have that roan anvil here. when you get to the point right here, when you have runes that are breaking, if you know all about that. If you don't, I have linked down in the description rune crafting and also what these runes are and also how you are going to get through the anvil and such. But when you get to this one, you are going to get, when other runes, nothing specific, drops, like for example, just like these, for example. These runes right here, these are very simple, very easy to, we probably have could make 1,000,000 of these for you, right? When these break, you have a chance of getting one of the essences for these dragons. But that's not only place you can get them as well. You can also get them in the new boxes that are from 5-star dungeons, also goes from the new Delve biome. And you can get them from also just mining. I have a video on that. That's in the description as well, how you are going to obtain it. If it's not there yet, it's going to be there in a few days in the future. But if you've seen this way in the future, that should be down there already. But just for the people that are watching, I would say about to say live, but as soon as it comes out, you know, it's going to be down there. It's just going to be a couple of days before that video comes out. But go check out the description. It's down there how you're going to obtain these boxes. But you can also just, you know, do 5-star dungeons. You're going to get these boxes and that is going to contain these essences as well. If you actually go into here, into the dragon, you can see I actually have some essences. I also have some of these fish bones. And the same thing goes for this one. I have some of the essence, I have some of the sand, I have some of the essence and some of the ink bladders as well. But none of the fragments, we'll get to those as well. Those are similar as well. But the thing is that all things comes from these boxes, especially the bladders, the sand, and that one only comes from those boxes. The essences can also break from there, for example. But you can also get essences again from those boxes. So basically it all comes from the same place. Both the essences and the sand, as you can see here, have a little bit of everything. And you just have to open enough of them. And at some point you are gonna have enough of these. So check out the video, but basically TLDR, like I said, do 5-star dungeons, do the delve, do some mining, all that stuff that I also talk about in that video to get those boxes. So, but essence again, you can get from other places, like I said before, but mostly it's going to be from these, you know, from the boxes. You are going to get the sand, you're going to get the ink bladders, and you are going to get the bones. That's the only way you are going to get them. So, now we've covered the essences, we've covered the dragon coins essences. How are you going to get the fragments for these dragons? And this is because you can get it right here. I'm just going to close down here and show up some videos that is from Trovosaurus. So thank you to Trovosaurus. I have only found one obelisk in this whole time. And basically it is the, you know, invaders, you know, when you are in your usually your normal world. I don't know if I should open that actually, but you know, when you're out there grinding, you know, in a world, sometimes, you know, these shadow men, if you can call like that, shadow creatures, drop down from the sky. Especially also, I don't know if actually this works or not, but usually if they work like invaders do in other worlds, it basically works like this, where the more people you gather around, the more, you know, invaders drop on you at the same time. I don't know if this does the same thing with these obelisks. But the point is that they work like invaders. So when you run around in the world, at some point there's going to drop. And again, I don't know. We do have double, you know, or faster, you know, invasions some weeks, right? Right now we have an, you know, event going on, but it is actually, you know, XP week this one. So usually I think invaders comes after XP week, but the point is I don't know if that makes them spawn faster. But the point is you just have to, you know, kind of stick around in the world. You can stand there AFK, and at some point they are going to drop down. They're only going to be there for a little bit, for a couple of minutes or so. So you can't just have like a bunch of them spawn on each other. But basically what happens is that these obelisks drop from the sky like invaders. They are there for a couple of minutes. You then go up to that obelisk, you open it up, you get an interface where it shows that you can have, like you can craft it. You probably saw in the videos, you can craft the boss you want to spawn. So when you spawn there, you're gonna get, so if you want, for example, let's say you unlock this dragon right here with a golden dragon effigy or a golden egg, whatever, then you would not craft the boss to get more of these fragments, for example. Then you want to go into these ones right here. So that basically sums it up. I'll put here on the screen which ones are going to be to whatever boss it is gonna correlate with you, if you're looking for which one it is going to be, because again, the one boss drops only those fragments, the other boss only drops that one, and so forth. That kind of makes hopefully a lot of sense when I say it like that. But yeah, that's how it works. So the obelisk, it's the same place. You know, you can just choose which ones you want to get. If you want to get that one, you want to get that one, doesn't really matter. So that's why I put all the dragons together, because again, you got all the other items, like for example the essences and the fish bones, ink, sand. You get those from the same place. You get the essences sort of from the same places as well, or you get them from the same places. And then also the fragments are going to be from the same place as well. Just, you know, different bosses you are going to spawn. So basically you need to do 100 of the one boss, 100 of the other boss, 100 of the third boss, depending on, maybe it will drop. I have no idea if this works or not, but you should look into that. And if you want to farm it as soon as you want, of course you can do that, but I would really maybe give it a, like, really, like, have this get some patron, and if you don't have enough for that, at least, you know, do it on Friday so you get that extra. Usually, you know, dragon fragments you don't get extra when you get them out of boxes, but this is not a box. This is actually a boss dropping it, just like we have, you know, the pirate dragon out in the, you know, Lost Islands, whatever, all that stuff. That usually, you know, that works. You get double the you know, fragments, and then 3 as many. So I think every boss drops 1 fragment, so it would be really cool if you got 3 fragments for every summon on a Friday if you had patron, or even more. But like 3 fragments, then you would, you know, basically only had to kill 100 in total of each bosses, right? Maybe a little bit more because of 3 and going, I don't know. But the point is, you definitely, or maybe you can actually just skip one, I don't know. But the point is that would work, so you basically get it 3 times as fast. I would really hope that works. The only thing is that you don't get extra dragon fragments out of boxes if it's a dragon from a box or something like that, like fragments you need to get from a box. That usually doesn't work with this one. It could have been, it could change, of course, in the future, but I know this is a killing thing, so I'm pretty sure that works. Of course, I haven't tested it because, you see, I haven't done it. It's kind of expensive to summon them, so it's not something I'm going to do right now. I have other things that I need to work on anyways. But this is how you are going to get the new 3 dragons. Go out to the tier 15 worlds. I should have said that maybe. That was maybe very important. It's only in tier 15 worlds that you're gonna get the obelisks. Hopefully I put that on the screen now that I remember. It's only in the new tier 15 worlds, only down here, that the invaders are gonna be obelisks. So it's only in here that it's gonna be there. So I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I said that way before when I started. So everything is in the new tier 15. That's because it's very much in-game dragons, and that's the only way you are going to get it, and in-game as well. Things basically. So with that said, that was the dragons. That was the 3 new dragons. Very similar, but a very cool concept of having these obelisks. You have to just summon, and you can kind of control which ones you're going to get. And again, you do have to wait around for the obelisk, but you can just be farming, and then suddenly it drops, and then you can jump in, do a boss, and then move on. And then when another one drops, you can keep farming and then get another one. I kind of like the concept. I like the whole idea about it. It's something different instead of just going out there. A little bit more complicated, of course, like some dragons, but not the hardest dragons we have ever gotten. So I like it's a nice middle way, I feel like these dragons are. So anyways, that was the 3 new dragons. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!